friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amy, and thanks for stopping by. I wanted to pop in and show my face because I have some new followers, and also I have been receiving quite a handful of messages and phone calls from customers in the past who have expressed how much they are missing me not doing my countdown to Christmas card kit this year. So the past 2 years I have offered that fun kind of like Advent card kit where I designed 25 cards and I cut all the pieces and stamp all the images, and you don't know what you're getting, and then the whole premise is you open up a kit each day for the 25 days of Christmas. And it has made my heart very happy to know that so many of you are missing me not doing that this year. There's the main reason, I'm going to get very transparent here. I just participated in a leadership conference this past week, and it was my first event with Stampin' Up. If you've been around for a while, you know that I was a Close to My Heart maker for 26 years. And Close to My Heart closed its doors and worked very hard with Stampin' Up to offer a home for us with Stampin' Up. And I have to be honest and say I was skeptical. I was devastated. Obviously, I will mourn Close to My Heart for the rest of my life. But I was nervous that Stampin' Up was just too big of a company for me. I was not a fan of the products. However, I never really used the products, or I used them many, many, many years ago. And as we all know, things continue to improve and change over the years. And oh my gosh, it has been it's been challenging. I learn something new every day, and it's usually from making mistakes, and I'm human. I will continue to make mistakes, but it has been really good, and I have fallen in love with the product. My favorite products are their embossing folders. They have an array of 3D embossing folders and hybrid embossing folders that Close to My Heart never had. I love their dies. They have dies that coordinate with stamp sets, but you can get the dies a la carte. Like, you don't have to buy the dies with the stamp set together. You can buy just the stamp set. So if you don't have a die cut machine, you can get just the stamp set, or you can get just the dies. And what I love about the dies is there's so many more dies that come in each collection than what coordinate with the stamps. So that's sometimes I've gotten just the die set and not the stamp set. And I love their kits. Their kits come in boxes, and everything you need is in that box, right down to the adhesive. The only thing you might need to add is a pair of scissors, and the paper snips are amazing. They're great for non-paper crafters. You don't have to have experience to assemble these kits, and they're great for on the go. You can pack them up and bring them wherever you want. I recently did a kit together class with some of my high school friends when I was back home visiting, and we had so much fun. So I love the product. The other thing I have learned is, even though Stampin' Up is a huge company, it's also a small company. And all those relationships that I had at Close to My Heart that I didn't think you could ever have in a company as big as Stampin' Up, well, guess what? I have them, and the people at Stampin' Up are just like the people at Close to My Heart. Their hearts are so big. They just want to share. They just want to bring joy through paper crafting. They are caring. They are helpful. They are compassionate. They are patient. They've been so warm and welcoming to all the Close to My Heart makers and customers, and it's been a really good thing, all why I am still struggling. So in this leadership conference that I was at, they talked about the importance of being authentic and being personal in your social media posts, because that allows your followers, your viewers, to get to know you better. So those of you who know me best know that it's coming up on almost a year that I lost my father. I am a daddy's girl through and through. My father has always been and always will be my hero. And I've had people reach out and ask me how I'm doing, and I'll be honest, I still haven't had a day where I don't cry. It's been very hard, and life as I knew it has changed. I feel like there's a big hole right in my body that will never be filled. I am grateful for all the photos I have with my dad and all the memories. And I'm grateful that he lived a very, very full life. His passing was sudden, it wasn't expected. He was almost 87 years old, so he did leave a very full life. But he walked into the hospital himself the day before he passed, and I did not make it home in time to say goodbye. So I'm dealing with a lot. I've also been very fortunate that I have not had to deal with losing people I'm very close to. This was one of the first for me. So anyway, how am I doing? I'm doing as best I can. Then when Close to My Heart closed, oh boy, that was another big blow. And then there have been other significant losses since then. So a lot has transpired in my life these past almost 12 months, and I am at a point where I can scrapbook stories about my dad, and that has been a really healing therapy for me, and I am grateful for that. And I'm grateful for my mom, who is just, her support, her strength is unsurmountable. And I'm very, very lucky that I had the relationship I had with my dad, and I have the memories. So anyway, that being said, I just got transparent with you, which is what I learned in my conference this past weekend. So for all those of you who asked, or perhaps maybe those of you who were afraid to ask, now you know how I'm doing. Every day is a new day. But how that relates to the countdown to Christmas card kits, that is a labor of love. It's very tedious and time consuming. And to be honest with you, I just don't have it in me. Christmas is my favorite time of year, and last year my dad passed the day after Thanksgiving, and so I did survive my first Thanksgiving without him. And those of you who know me know how big Christmas is. It not by presents, not the material things. It's just going home for Christmas. I have spent every single Christmas of my entire life waking up on Christmas morning in my childhood home, as have my children. They have woken up in the same house every single Christmas of their entire life, and it's a big deal. And I'm grateful that, being the youngest of 5 children, I am able to have that alone time with my parents, and we have just so many wonderful memories. And last year, I think we were all still in a fog, and we did do Christmas, and we did make it festive and fun, because that's exactly what my dad would want. But I'm finding that as Christmas approaches this year, it's harder. And I don't know, maybe the reality is setting in that he is gone, and I'm struggling to get into the holiday spirit. Usually by now I've been listening to Christmas music for at least a month. I did notice that the radio station started nonstop Christmas music on Saturday, and so hopefully maybe that will help me get in the mood. But that is the main thing. I just didn't have it in me this year. But I was really touched by all of you who reached out to me and said, oh, I'm really missing that this year, and I wish you were doing it. And that really made my heart happy that something I did and provided, a service I provided to you, brought so much joy to you. So I was racking my brain trying to think of, well, what could I do that would be manageable for me? And I'm excited because starting today, I am going to create a project every day this week around one bundle, one stamp set, die set, DSP collection. And all those who place a minimum $50 order on my website will get these projects, all the parts and pieces pre-cut. I cannot stamp images for you. That's a rule that a guideline, I guess, that Stampin' Up! Has. We are not allowed to pre-stamp, but I can cut everything. I can die cut, I can emboss, and I will do all of that, and I will mail that to you free of charge. That's my gift to you if you place a minimum $50 order on my website. And these are all Christmas related projects. So each project again will be with the same suite, and I've got fun folds planned, and I think it will be really kind of fun. So every day I will post a video here teaching you this project, and those who place their qualifying order on my website will get this kit collection shipped to them for free. Now, if you place a $100 order on my website, then I will throw in a embellishment as well. You will get an embellishment included in with your kit, and it will be an embellishment that I use in these projects. So I am going to flip my camera around, and we are going to get started with our very first project on this new kind of fun holiday adventure. And I hope that you will enjoy it, and I hope this will help ease your missing the Christmas card countdown kit. And also just want to thank you all for your support here on my little channel. If you don't already subscribe, if you could hit that subscribe button, that helps my little channel to grow. I know I am not great at technology and adding all the bells and whistles. What you see is the real raw me, but hopefully I teach you some things or motivate you or inspire you. And I would love for you to leave comments, like the video, leave comments. I love to hear from you, and I will respond, and I'm always here if you have any questions or anything. So just get your supplies out and enjoy crafting with me this week. I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll get started. Alrighty, friends, so the stamp set bundle that I am going to be featuring this week is the Light the Year. So this is the stamp set. I do have the dies as well. So if you have a die cut machine, I do recommend the dies. If you don't have a die cut machine, I think it's time to treat yourself. And the paper collection that we will be working with is the Sentimental Christmas. I love this collection. Here you can see it's double-sided. This is a great one for a 12 by 12 layout. It's a very vintage ribbon candy. Don't you just want to like lick that? It's very vintage, kind of old-fashioned. This is another one that's great for a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. I've actually cut the candy canes out and used them as embellishments on cards. You've got the Christmas trees with those candles on them. I also love that there's blues and greens in this collection. And the other thing that I love about this collection, does this reindeer not remind you of the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Golden Book? My mom actually gave that to me because I was the school teacher in the family, but she had the original one that came out when my oldest brother was young, and these reindeer look just like the illustrations in that book. But the other really cool thing about this collection is proceeds of this collection. So for every pack that is purchased, Stampin' Up! Is donating to children's literacy. And being a former elementary school teacher / reading specialist, that is near and dear to my heart. So we are going to pair this paper collection with this stamp set and dies all week long. So I have brought in my glass mat. I love working on this glass mat. I always wanted one and never invested in one. And then when I became a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, they brought them back. So I was thrilled. Now, before we get started with building our card, we need to do some scoring and cutting. So the first piece of paper we are using for our cardstock base, and I did this ahead of time, but let me tell you what the size is. It is a 8 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. Now you're going to take either your score blade on your paper trimmer, or I'm using my my scoreboard today. And we are going to score at 2 inches and 6 inches on the long side. So this is the long side. So score at 2 inches and 6 inches. Then what we are going to do is bring in our trimmer and hold our base on the short side. So this is the long side, this is the short side. And we are going to put it in at 1 1/4. So here is 1, and we're going to go to that first longer line. That's 1 1/4. And we are going to cut from the 2, so you will look at your trimmer and the 2 starts right there. So you're going to bring your blade to the 2 and you're going to cut to the 6. Then you're going to flip your base around, line it up. So there's the 1, and then this long line right here is 1/4. You're going to bring your blade to the 2 right here and then cut to the 6. So you're more or less cutting from where those 2 score lines were. All right, then we're going to bring back our scoreboard, or you can use your paper trimmer. And we are going to, on the long side, we are going to line up at the 4. So here is the 4. And we are going to score the top and bottom only. So you're just going to score to where we cut. So score here and then here. Okay. And then we are going to score at the 3. So here is our 3 right here. And we're going to score. We're not going to score where we just cut. We're going to score right here to that cut mark. And then you can flip it over and find the 3, and we're going to come down. We're not going to score right here. We're going to score right here, score from here to where we cut. So then when we are done, if we score all of these, our card is going to look like this, and it will stand like that. Now, if you need to go through that again slowly, just go back and rewind the video and take it step by step. So then I have all of my parts and pieces here already cut. And I will go through the measurements with you. But remember, if you place a $50 minimum order before shipping and tax, you are going to get all of the projects that I come on and assemble this week, one each day, Monday through Friday. You will get those mailed to you for free from me. All right, so what we're going to do, I used the Christmas tree pattern, and these are going to go right here, and these are 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, and we will just adhere these. You can use whatever adhesive is your favorite. I like to use the tape runner. Lots of people love the green glue. You can use tear tape, whatever is your favorite. So I am lining these up, and I am looking through my phone, and with aging eyes, sometimes that can be challenging. But these pieces, all the pieces are cut about 1/4 of an inch smaller than the area that they're going to be adhered to. So we get that nice border. Okay, so then these little areas right here, those are 1 3/4 by 1. So these will go right here. And this was really fun, picking and choosing what patterns were going to go in what area. It's kind of like building a puzzle. And then when the final project is finished, it's really kind of, it's a pleasant surprise. But what's cool is you can't go wrong with any of these patterns and the combination. They all coordinate so well, and they all look fabulous. This particular card, which is called a Center of Attention Fun Fold card, this is a great card for using up scraps, as you can see. So now I am adding my skinny piece. Oh, that's not right. I don't think I didn't trim these yet. So these skinny pieces are 3/4 by 2 3/4. So I just did not, no, I did trim. It seems to be, I think it's by 2 1/2. Let me see here. I might have made a mistake. Let's try this. Yeah, 3/4 by 2 1/2. So let me trim this one. Again, these skinny ones are 3/4 by 2 1/2. Let me adhere this one. Since joining Stampin' Up, I have gotten a great collection of card ideas, and it's you know, Stampin' Up was primarily a card making company until Close to My Heart came on board, and now we're teaching them the scrapbooking, and we're getting great scrapbooking products. In fact, this collection is what I think I'm going to be using for my Days of December book. But I'm having so much fun learning all these fun fold cards, and I just ran out of adhesive. Let me get some more. So I've always enjoyed making cards, but I have been learning lots of what we call fun fold interactive cards since coming on to Stampin' Up. All right, so that red cardstock piece was 1 3/4 by 2.5. And then this white piece is 1.5 by 2.25. So that's going to go right there. And this is the front of our card. Isn't that fun? Now we're going to decorate this. Let's go ahead and do the back, and then I'll do my decorating. So again, we have our white cardstock pieces, which are the same sizes as the long pieces in the front, the Christmas tree pieces. And remember, you can do these cards with any, papers and collections, which makes it fun for to see what everybody is doing. And so these are going to go. Now this paper is a directional paper, so I want to make sure that they are all going the right way. And then I'm going to do white here, so I need to trim these down just a little bit. I thought I had pre-cut correctly, but I did not. That's what you gotta love about live videos. I think we'll trim that a little bit more. I need to get a new blade on my trimmer. I'll have to remember that before I come on live tomorrow. I guess I'm not live, I'm just filming. Okay, so we're gonna go like that, and I left this blank. We might do a base. I don't quite know how I'm going to decorate that part. I'm thinking that, and you know what, I'm gonna put, because this is the top of a tree, I'm going to put this up here. I'm thinking that these are the areas where we could stamp a sentiment or a write our note. So I'm thinking that I might decorate in that area. But we'll get this all adhered, and you can see I definitely need to get a new blade because I've got those little paper shavings. They're kind of like paper hangnails. Just take my snips and clean them up a little bit. I've been really trying to force myself to clean up after each crafting session. I am one that I like to just be doing one project at a time. But at this time of the year, that's pretty hard to do. I've got these projects. I want to work on my December daily. I'm working on my mom's Christmas album. I've got a lot going on, but I'm trying to clean up as I go so I don't have as much as a mess. And that means changing out my blades. That means wetting my stamp chamois. It means cleaning my stamps, and those are things that I'm not always so great about. All right, so here is the card front and the stamp set. Now, I love these lanterns, and I love the bow. I love the pine cones. I love everything about this. I did a while back when I first got this stamp set, while I was watching TV with my family. I just did a bunch of thin cutting. I am one that I tend to do all my thin cutting and then I do the stamping. But I'm finding out with Stampin' Up! Stamps that more times than not, it's more beneficial for me to do the stamping and then the thin cutting. But this worked out well because I can kind of audition these different pieces and see where I want them to go. Now, these right here, you can see this is an added die, what I was talking about. So many of the Stampin' Up! Dies come with dies that coordinate with the stamped images, but then you get some bonus ones. And this is one of those bonus ones. And I cut that out in the green, and I really like that. So what I'm thinking is this one might, yeah, this one is too big. But the smaller, that could fit, and I could even stamp on this and maybe add it on with dimensionals so it will stick out. And that could be just enough for this front. And then we'll see what we want to do in the back. All right, now I would have to say that these particular dies work best when you stamp them and then cut them out. And here I will show you. So I had a bunch that I had already die cut it, and I tried to stamp them off camera, and you can see I am not really spot on. Same with the bow. You can see I'm not spot on. Now you could trim them and make them look more pleasant. The third time was a charm, and I got them pretty much spot on. But let's go ahead and see how I do with these. And again, doing it through my phone is kind of tricky, but I want it to demonstrate. I can't stamp and talk at the same time. How I did that. So that one, okay, see, I didn't do that great. So I think the key is, one, don't do it when you're looking through your phone. But I think if you want the most success, get some scrap, stamp your images. So there is my lantern. And don't you love the different textures in there? It gives you that, the lighter tones and the shading. I love that. And then do the same thing with the bow. And this bow, again, check out all of that shading. And then you can get your dies and line them up. And then what I like to do is use washi tape and just tack it down and run it through my die machine. I'm not going to do it on camera because I don't want this to be a super long video, but you would just put them on your stamped images, put some washi tape or low-tack tape, a low-tack post-it note, and run it through your die, and then you will get something like this. Now you can see I did stamp my candle inside the lantern, and there is also a candle die. Let me show you right here. So you could also do a die and then add some dimension, but I didn't do that because this card is already enough dimension, in my opinion. You can do whatever suits your fancy. Now I am going to pull in some yellow, and another tip I have for you when you do this, I have a blending brush, and that's another thing I love about Stampin' Up! Is they sell a variety of the blend-in brushes in different sizes. Whereas close to my heart, they only sold that one size. So what I would do is add some yellow to my lantern and then stamp my candle like that, because what I have to do now is add the yellow, and hopefully my ink doesn't bleed. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. And I would start out light. You can always add to it. And then I think I'm going to get a marker and color in that flame to make it darker. So I'll just color this in. Maybe I'll even use darker. I'm using a tri-blend marker. This is the gold yellow blend, and I use the mid section. And we can go ahead and do this on this one too. And because I will use this, I'll use this for something. So then let's go ahead, and I thought I would adhere that there. Is this bow not the cutest? And we can put the bow on. And then I wasn't sure if we need it. You know what else I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to add just some yellow here because the lantern will project light on all the sides, just to give it a little bit more color. And then we could put our bow. And then I didn't know if it needed, I didn't want it to be too much, but I didn't know, maybe we'll just add, maybe I'll do something like that. So I stuck down the greenery, and then I think we'll add the bow with a dimensional. Just like that. So then when it stands up, it will look like that. Isn't that cute? And then on the back, I'm not quite sure what. I think we're just going to do another pattern there. And then we have some greenery and some mistletoe. So you know what I think I'm going to do? Let's get the mistletoe. And what I'm thinking is we'll maybe do a mistletoe here. Do a mistletoe there. I wonder if I could put the bow there too. And then down here, maybe we'll do a little bit of that greenery just here. Or we could even do something like this. Yeah, I like that. So rather than stamping, we'll just do that. But we will, I don't think there's, oh, there is a die for the mistletoe. I do have a mistletoe here. Let's see if I could stamp this. I don't know, I'm getting daring here. Let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna practice once on a piece of scrap. The other thing we could also do is pine cones. Well, let's try this. See, definitely need to stamp and then die cut. But let's try one more, and I can just stamp this straight on. But I'm just wanting to demonstrate to you. Okay, now that one's pretty darn good. But with this particular card, I mean, I guess mistletoe is green too. What am I thinking doing it in red? Oh boy. It's been a day and it's only Monday. Let's try it in the green. I don't know if I have another die cut. Yeah, I do. Let's just try this. See if I can do it a second time. I'm going to practice here. Ooh, not bad. Not bad at all. I wonder if the bow is too, yeah, that's too big. But what if we did something like this? That could be fun. Or put this over here. This is where I spend the most time. But this is the fun part, embellishing. Okay, I do kind of like that. The other thing I wanted to point out to you is in the set, so you've got this mistletoe, and then you've got that. And so what I'm thinking is, if I grab another scrap, I could, we call, in close to my heart, we called it second generation stamping. So you stamp once and then you stamp again without re-inking. I think with Stampin' Up, they call it stamp off. So we stamped off and then we stamped again. And then I can take that other image, and this is tricky doing it through a phone, but then line that up. So you see how you get the details there? It's actually really pretty. And then I could get my die and tack it down and then die cut that out. I actually kind of like that. Let's go ahead and do that. So I pulled in my little mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. I love my mini and I love my regular one. We have our 1 plate and then a 2 plate, and I'm going right here by the sandwich recipe right on the plate. Then I've got my stamped image. I've got my die. And you can see I have a piece of washi tape right here on my machine. So I'll washi tape that down, then put my other 2 plate, and then I just run it through. Rickety split. And then you want to carefully tear your washi tape. And there is my mistletoe. So let's go ahead and bring our card in. I'm going to put my die back on my magnetic sheet. I think I'm just going to adhere this here. Like this. And again, you could very easily just stamp that right on that piece. And then down here, we will add our pine cone. And I will just keep this super easy. If I wanted to, I could get another. I'll do that. I would probably use liquid glue to adhere these. Need to be in the camera. But because I'm on camera, I didn't want to wait for it to dry. How do I want this to go? No, I don't like that. See how you can spend just so much time? Okay, that will be fine. And then let's cut a piece of pattern paper for that center. And I'm just going to look at my scraps. No. I mean, do we want to keep with, maybe I'll do red to keep the red in there. Or I didn't really like, or did you, oh, it's kind of cute. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let me just look. Do we want to bring the tree? No, I think we're going to go with the green stripe. This pattern and this pattern and the brown snowflakes, those are my favorite. So let's do the red. So let me trim that, and we will adhere that, and then I think I want to just do a little bit of doodling around the edges, and then we'll call it a day. So, oh, I cut that too small. I think the width is almost right about right. All right, so this piece is 2 3/4 by 1 3/4, and we're just gonna put that right in the center and leave it. I did have another pine cone, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and put that there. I like that. And then for my right here and here, let's go ahead and add some more green. Like that. And like that. And then we can take our black journaling pen, and I'm just going to doodle around these pieces to kind of give them a boundary, for lack of a better word. Now, one thing I have shared on my videos, if you your hand goes wonky like that and you don't like that, I will go through and then just add a squiggly line like this, and that hides all of the imperfections. See that? So there you can see I did the squiggly lines on these white pieces and right here. You can use one of the sentiments. You could do all is bright, or so all is bright could go right here, or maybe even right there. That would be cute. Or you could do this image, which is wishing you peace, joy, and light. That, I like that. Let's do that. And then I'm going to leave the rest of it blank, because it depends on who I'm going to send this to. So there you go, wishing you joy, wishing you peace, joy, and light, and then you can sign it here. You can write a little note here, and then we've got this on the front. Now, I pulled out the the gems. These are the Drusty adhesive backed embellishments. These are part of the Sweet in the Sentimental Christmas. This is what they've paired it with. Again, you don't have to use them if you don't want to. And I don't think I need anything on the front. And I really don't think I need anything here. So I'm going to wait on the gems, and we'll see if we use these in tomorrow's project. Unless I want to. Yeah, no, we're going to just leave it like this. And we'll see if we incorporate them in tomorrow. So here is project number 1 for our week-long series. Again, if you place a minimum $50 order on my website this week, you will get all of the projects that I create this week pre-cut and mailed directly to you. And then if your order is $100 or more, I will send you a free embellishment pack. And of course, because of Stampin' Up! Rules, I'm not allowed to pre-stamp, but everything will be pre-cut. So I hope you enjoyed that. All right, so here we are with project number 1 of our week-long series is complete. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll give this card a try. And as the week goes on and I create more projects with this bundle, I would love to hear what your favorite is. Thank you for listening to my little testimony, my little update on life. And I look forward to coming back tomorrow and sharing another project with this bundle. And appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up and follow my channel. And we'll catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.